So we have completed our push stick, and if we were back in the shop, at this point in time we'd do the bandsaw safety test. We'd check off on the bandsaw, and I'd have you guys cut out your push sticks on the bandsaw to be your check off. We'd move back into our nightstand project. We'd have a couple things left to do, finish up our drawers, do a knob for our drawers, and then we'd start working on some custom engravings for our top and our toe kick. So you can see here just a little refresher on where we were with our project. We've got a number of parts here. You guys have assembled your case with your two sides and your two shelves. Most of you got your top frames on and had cut your top, and we're working on a toe kick. So we are going to work on some custom engravings that we can do on both our top and the goal here is to do something that doesn't encapsulate the whole top, but it is kind of an accent or a border, and then you've got the option to do your top and your toe kick, and you want those two things to relate to each other somehow. So I'm going to go through just a few student options here. You can see we got a border going on here with the flames, and we've tied that in down below. Again, we've got opposing corners here, so opposing corners is a good way to do the top. You can see that Mikey here did a full design on his top, but it was kind of light, a little bit of a pattern rather than one big huge design in the top. Nice border around the top on that one. This one is a design, it took up the center, but didn't take up the whole thing. Just a nice light design in the center. We've got a toe kick that relates to the top opposing corner design. This was one of the bigger ones that I've done, and you guys will have the option to engrave and inlay with colored epoxy as well. So I really liked how this one turned out. There's the Sitka Wolves logo. Nick did this one last year, which violated a couple of the rules of design, but I allowed him to do it because it was a gift for his grandparents who have owned the Coca-Cola distributorship in Sitka. So you can see what he did with the different colors of epoxy on his as well. So the assignment this week is going to be to come up with a design for your top and for your toe kick. And there's going to be a few rules for that. Number one rule is going to be no text. The number two rule is that it needs to be timeless. What do I mean by timeless? By timeless, I mean that it is going to look just as good to you as a 24-year-old version of yourself as it would as a 14, 15, 16-year-old version of yourself, as a 34-year-old version of yourself. So I always say, think your last year of college, you bring home a special someone to meet your parents, and they come in and walk into your room and they see your nightstand, and you want them to say, "Wow, did you make this?" Not, "Who made this?" So we want this design to be timeless, to stand the test of time. So the first thing we're going to do this week is we need to make some, in our top view, we need to make some shapes that are going to constrain the size of our design. And so if we come back over to this cutting list here, we can see that our top is a 16-inch long by 13 3/4 inches wide rectangle. So that's what we're going to start with. We're going to grab our rectangle tool, and in our first corner we're going to start at 0, enter. And I'm going to select this 3-point option, and I'm going to type 16 and enter. I'm going to hold the shift key down, and you can see my length is constrained to 16 now. And now I'm going to go to my width, and my width is going to be 13.75 inches. And then I will pull up and click, and I've got my top ready to design in. And I'm going to move that out of the way, and now we're going to do our toe kick. So our toe kick, come back over here, toe kick is 12.5 inches long by 3 3/8 of an inch wide. So I'm going to do the same thing. Grab my rectangle. I'm going to start my rectangle at 0. I'm going to go 12.5 for my length. And then for my width, it's 3.375. 0.375 is the same as 3/8. Enter. And now I've got my toe kick. So I've got my two objects here ready to go. I'm going to save this as nightstand. Well, I'm going to put my name, Mr. V's nightstand top and toe kick designs. And you're going to save that in your Teams folder. Once you have this saved, then you're going to do a little bit of sketching on a piece of paper. Give yourself a squarish shape. And I want to see a little bit of a design sketch. Give yourself a rectangular shape. I want to see a little bit of a design sketch. Remember the rules. No text is number 1. Number 2 is timeless. And then the third rule is that it has to be an original design. So you can use tracings from images on the internet, but you need to combine those in a way that's originally created by you. So save this, do a little sketching on some paper, take a picture of your sketches on paper and send those to me for your May 5th nightstand top and toe kick update.